Legion Post 31 baseball action on Munger Vision, PEGTV Channel 15 Sports. You got Ed Lewicki on the mound, number 24. Mitch Blair's his catcher, and they'll be taking on Chester, Post 67 in the blue uniforms. John Durgan will be leading things off for Chester, followed by Jesse Crozier and David O'Neill. And your first pitch of the ball game is a strike right down the plate. The rest of that defense for Post 31, which the defense is playing superb this year, has been Aaron Bloomer at first, Justin Gozick getting the start at second base, TJ Oliver's the shortstop, Jeff Perry at third, and that's going to be high for a ball, and then leaving the count out at 1-1. Your left fielder tonight, well, at least starting off tonight, will be Jeff Bloomer, and center field, of course, is Rob Dorian, and Alex Muskowski getting the start in right field. And it's going to be down to second base, and Godzick with the clean pickup will throw to first, and they'll get the out on a 4-3 ground out. This ball game is underway. Now Crozier, when he comes up in the field defensively, he will be the second baseman. There, I'm just trying to get my eyepiece focused. Now I've done that. Yeah, so Crozier, then O'Neill, and batting the cleanup spot will be the pitcher for Chester. It'll be Ian Rebin. Now I believe Chester's coming off a wild win over Woodstock. Post 31, of course, with the undefeated record right now. They play, like I said, the defense and the fundamental aspect of their game has just been phenomenal. Early in the season, they come in at 5 wins, no losses. This will be a tough matchup tonight. This is a pretty, I'm looking at that roster, this is a pretty decent Chester team. Net foul ball. Just foul down the first baseline. Again, you can get the schedule for American Legion Post 31. Just look in the paper. The Rutland Herald now lists the games to be played. If you need a further advancement, you can pick up little pocket schedules around various locations in the city, or you can go to the website, the Legion website, and get the on the internet and get the schedule also. That breaking ball laid flat, and Lewicki will still have the 2-strike count. He's got a 2-2 count. There is a possibility of a thunder shower in the forecast for it tonight during game time. And that pitch in the dirt and well beyond the catcher, Mitch Blair. Now, I've never seen Lewicki pitch, so I don't know what he's got. And, of course, I'm not allowed in the dugout this year to talk to players, so I couldn't tell you what he can throw. I do miss that aspect of covering Legion ball and being able to interact with the players. Most of them I have seen or covered from 5th or 6th grade level on. And it's going to be out of play yet down the third base line. So good battle here unfolding between Crozier and Lewicki. And outfield pretty straight away right now, about the midway point. Scheduled for 7. I don't believe the mercy rule coming into effect tonight. If it does, we'll talk about it. Dorian coming on, and yeah, he'll have to stop and play it on the one bounce. Now, he can make some fantastic catches. He gets a good break on the ball, but even that was a little bit too short for him. So Crozier will get a single, and that was a good at-bat for Crozier, following off some decent pitches. Now, speaking about get to a guy who can really handle the bat, Dave O'Neill up. Of course, David O'Neill finishing up his first year of college ball. Played on Black River's championship baseball team the prior year for his father, who was the coach, Jim O'Neill. There's the throw to first. You can see how casual the lead was. It was no big deal over there. Runner back safe. Now, I covered the Proctor Youth League semifinal game last night in Proctor, Vermont. Well, you talk about rain. It came down in sheets, and they played right through it. Very fortunate there was no thunder or lightning, or they definitely would have stopped the game. But tonight's forecast is calling for good old-fashioned thunder shower through along all this heat and humidity we have gotten today. There goes the runner, and throw down to second, and he'll be in there as you can see the throw sailed over the head of Godzik and backed up by TJ Oliver. And that's I meant to ask anybody that would listen to me now, is TJ Oliver's arm okay? Because I haven't seen him pitch this year. He hasn't been scheduled to pitch at all, and he was the last couple of years is one of the big aces for this Post 31 team. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner in scoring position with 1 down, and that one, called a ball. Oh, I gotta tell you, I was ready to call that I'm not sure why it wasn't a strike, to be honest with you. So a 3 ball, no strike count. Ian Rebin on deck, and I didn't look anywhere near as good as last pitch, and that'll be called a strike, so I'll have a 3-1 count. Of course, my interpretation of the strike zone is totally irrelevant. The only guy that matters is the guy with the face mask on behind home base. And that time, Lewicki just stepped off the rubber. There really was not going to make a throw to second. The runner wasn't even far enough off to make a play. Just trying to compose himself and figure out what he wants to throw here. And that will become ball 4. So a single and a walk after he got the ground out to lead off this inning. George Molnar will be the on-deck batter. Rebin, the cleanup batter, at the plate. And speaking of Jim O'Neill, who brought his Black River team back to the title game this year, he's retired after 20 years of coaching baseball at Black River. He's in the crowd tonight. The very sparse crowd that it is. And again, right now, Lewicki just not comfortable out there. There's nobody even covering the bag on an attempt, if he was going to attempt to throw to second. And I think he went. See if they appeal that. No, they don't question it, and it'll be ball 1. Allen opened the season with a big win over Addison County. It was a 5-3 win. And that's going to be a shot. That is a shot, and that's going to be to the fence. You can see the ball being picked up by Bloomer. 2 runs will come in to score, and yep, that'll be an RBI double for Rebin. Again, the ball up in the strike zone, stayed out over the sweet spot of the plate, and Chester Post 67 will jump on to the top, that 2-0 lead. So Molnar coming up. Still, we got the table set. Runner at second base, just the one out. And a very short baseball season Vermont has, whether it's high school baseball, youth league, Legion ball. And this is a Southern matchup. These two teams are in league, Southern League. But every game important as far as jockeying for that position, getting one of the 4 playoff spots. Now, like I said, Chester, a very formidable opponent. And we're meeting on the mound. So after that visit, very brief visit, he'll throw a strike. Even to count out at 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-0 Chester. We're in the top of the first. Going to try to go to the 7 innings tonight. Field in just tremendous condition. Saw Mike Grabowski out there prior to the start of the game, hosing it down and getting that dirt to settle, that dust to settle on the infield. And I think it's just a beautiful, one of the most beautiful fields to watch ball game on. And the lush green grass, that impeccable, immaculately kept infield. Yeah, the volunteers here at St. Peter's Field do a fantastic job. And they take a lot of pride in making this field look this good. And it'll be high and outside. So he goes back to a 3-ball count here. 3 balls, 1 strike to Molnar. Jason Elbert, the left fielder, on deck for Chester, Vermont. Post 67. And Lewicki will miss up and inside, and that'll be his second walk here. Yeah, so Elbert coming to the plate as he becomes a 6th batter to come to the plate here in the top of the first. Turning into a long inning of work for Lewicki and Rutland Post 31. That's going to be slicing foul down the first baseline towards Otter Creek. And again, you can go to the Channel 15 website at www.pegtv.com. Click video on demand, follow the simple instructions, and watch any program. You can watch sports at your leisure at on the internet, on the computer, anytime you'd like, anywhere in the world. And it's a free service. Don't have to pay us for it. Need no sponsorship to present it to you. It's a community thing. Been doing it Well, one of the first people in the regions to do it was PEGTV. And that ball will be low, and he'll go to a 1-1 count now. So this inning started off with a ground out by Durgan, and then a single by Crozier. Walked O'Neill, then double by Rebin, and now this walk here. That was a good pitch. That probably was his best pitch of the evening so far, and it's early. And a very deliberate pace here in his first inning. And that's going to get away from Blair. The runner will go down to second and third. And so that'll move the runners up to second and third for Albert, and he's up in, he's got a 2-2 count actually. He's even in the count. And so Lewicki just trying to find some type of control here, and that's going to be foul. And that's a good job right there. It was a good pitch, and it was a good job with 2 strikes of following it off, staying alive here. Now, weather permitting, I'll have some more of that Proctor Youth League playoff action for you. But Championship Series is the best 2 out of 3, and it's Pittsford Youth League against Proctor Youth League. That's going to get a run in. You can see the fade back by Bloomer. He'll make the grab, and yeah, the runner will go with a third run, and going to third base very smartly was Molnar. So the second out on the sacrifice fly. Now Putnam up, the 7th batter to come to the plate, and he'll be the first baseman defensively when Chester gets out there in the bottom of the first. So they've come here on the the road team, and they've set the tone here with a so far 3-0 lead and a chance to add to it. And Lewicki has gone deep into the count on several of these batters, and even though we're in the first inning, he's got to be around a 30 pitch inning or more right now. That's a strike on the outside corner. It's a warm, humid night, and really no breeze to speak of. So as far as the ball's carrying here tonight, they're going to do it with their own juice. And a very generous strike call there. Brings a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd sitting up here in the bleachers. That'll be low and inside. I had to wait, make sure it's going to be a ball, but it will be. It'll be a 2-2 count now. Yeah, a lot more baseball actually come to you from St. Peter's Field. And again, I always invite you, come on down live, catch the game. Then go home and relive it on Channel 15. Ladd will be fouled off by Putnam. Ian Hoser on deck in case they do extend it to another batter here. And so I see number 24, the right-handed pitching. Ed Lewicki set, and good stop by Mitch Blair. He's had to get down and get dirty here early and often in the ball game. A lot of breaking balls coming up short, coming up soft in the dirt. He'll come up inside and issue yet another walk here in this first inning. It's his 3rd walk. Now Hoser up, center fielder. He is the 8th batter to come to the plate. 1st and 3rd, see if they want to. I got a feeling they are, but I think they'll start the runner, see if they'll get the throw down. Yeah, and they got a left-handed batter up there, and they are holding the runner on defensively at first base. That creates a little more gap in that second base hole to pull the ball through. Runner stayed put. Ball was high. 3-0 score, in case you just turn it on. Well, you've missed a lot, and you really haven't. It's just the top of the first, but Chester with 3 runs, aided by 3 walks here. And again, a runner staying put that time, too. Getting that infield real quickly for you is Bloomer, Godzik, Oliver, Perry, Blair behind the plate, Bloomer, Dorian, Muskowski in the outfield. And that could be the last out of the inning. Oliver will grab it, and there you go. We'll get the Pulse 31 bats up and cooking here in the bottom of the first. 3-0 Chester with the lead. Pulse 31 is going to send Rob Dorian, Jeff Perry, and Jeff Bloomer up against Ian Rebin. And and that'll be a strike on the outside corner. That defense out there is John Durgan behind the plate. He'll be doing the catching. Kirby Putnam will be at first base. Jess Crozier is the second, and Dave O'Neill, of course, is the shortstop. George Molnar at third, and the pitch on the way will be, whoa, called a strike below the knee. Jason Albert is your left fielder. Ian Hoser is in center field, and TJ Slade is the right fielder. And that is the defensive alignment here for Post 67 from Chester, Vermont. Revin will skip that one in the dirt, and it'll be a 1-2 count. Of course, Dorian, Perry, and the Bloomers at one point were all part of the Rutland County Royals All-Star Traveling Baseball team. Breaking ball, and Dorian will take strike three looking. Doesn't happen very often, but he'll go down on strikes, and this will be Jeff Perry now, the third baseman coming up for Rutland. Of course, remember he had that big home run that gave Rutland a 5-4 lead against Bennington over the past weekend. And he won't get the call this time on that breaking ball. I like the last sequence of pitches that Durgan and Revin set up. And that one will be a little bit short, home base, and we'll skip in the dirt, and Jeff Perry will have it a 2-ball, no strike count. As we get set for this next pitch in the bottom of the first, and just missed. That looked like a good pitch. That one will be down a tad on the inside corner and makes it a 3-ball, no strike count. See if Perry will be taking all the way, or if he'll be sitting on the fastball that's about to come. And it was, I knew it was going to be the fastball down the heart of the plate. I would have bet my soul on it. That's why I'm all for giving him a green light with 3-0, especially this early in the game. There becomes the first base runner for Post 31 via the walk, and now he's got to face Bloomer and Bloomer. So Jeff Bloomer will be the first of the two Bloomer boys to come up to the plate. And again, like I said, a lot of home games still coming up for Post 31. We're early in the schedule. You get down here, catch a game live, and get to know the players. Nothing like the view from center field bleachers to watch the game from. You can sit behind home base or on the bleachers along each first and third base line also, but no, it's a real summertime tradition, Legion baseball down here at St. Peter's Field. And he'll get that outside corner on the call and things up at 1-1. A couple other things going on in the area, just in case you find yourself bored or aren't just aware of what's going on, that you can go to 10 for free. The concerts in the Rutland Park have started. They're free to the community. Last night I drove by, that was Wednesday night. So I think it's every Wednesday night, but you can just check the local paper again. Actually, they put a sign out on the just did get back ahead of the throw. Nice move by Revin to first. But yeah, you go up and you can sit on the bench or bring a lawn chair or a blanket, sit on and catch the live concerts up at the Rutland Park where the gazebo is along Main Street. So he'll come to set from the stretch, and Revin's pitch is going to be a foul ball. And then you head over to Castleton, about, oh God, maybe a 10-minute ride or less on the new Route 4. And they have every Tuesday night they have concerts on the green over there, and they've got some real good bands over there. So, you know, same deal, 7 o'clock start time. Now, so it's done before it's bedtime, in case you're old like me and have to get to bed early. Pitch out, throw down, and just sliding back. I like that, though. I like that type of thinking by the battery out there. If that sign came from the bench, but 2-2 the count, 1 down, 3-0 Chester, bottom of the first, Rutland at the plate. This is going to be Jeff Bloomer to be followed by Aaron Bloomer. They got him. They got him. Yeah, he was leaning, and that was just, the throw was perfect. Right down where the tag, where the slide is going to be, so they'll eliminate that base runner. Perry, a very smart baseball player. I mean, he's experienced out there. That was just a good job by Revin staying with it and by his catcher. So with 2 down now, that was behind the back of Mr. Bloomer. And you'll have a full count. You can see Ian Revin grab the ball, get going, and drops that one in there. And that is the inning. He will face just 3 batters because he helped himself out with the pickoff. So we'll go to the second inning with Chester up 3-0 over Rutland. Chester, number 9 batter, TJ Slade up in the top of the order, Durgan and Crozier. Lewicki, let's see what he comes up for sequencing his pitches here. And it's going to be inside the fastball, and it'll be too far inside in the ball. That defense, I don't think it's changed. I think it's the same out there. Perry at third, Oliver at short, Godzik at second, Aaron Bloomer at first, and that'll be a strike. Even things up at 1-1. Mitch Blair is your catcher, and then Jeff Bloomer is the left fielder. Rob Dorian's in center, and Alex Muskoski is the right fielder. Inside, too far. You know, in that first inning, it was 3 walks that didn't help Lewicki. Then he gave up a couple base hits, and that will skip away from Mitch Blair. I'd also like to take this opportunity to invite you to watch Sports Beat on Channel 15 or on the internet at PEGTV.com. You can still go to the PEGTVthing.com and click on any program you want to watch. You can also go to Streamline Video and click on and watch the current running shows. That'll be high for a ball, and that'll be another walk. To the number 9 batter in the leadoff spot in the second inning, he'll be at first base. Durgan up. He grounded out to Godzik at second to start the ballgame off. But you can watch Sports Beat Monday afternoons at 4:30, Tuesday afternoons at 5:30, and Thursday nights at 9 p.m. There's the throw to first, and runner back safely ahead of the throw. Current guest I have on is the AAU Thunderbirds basketball team, all the players. That was refreshing. Got a lot of good interviews in with them. And then in the month of July, I have the Proctor Rangers baseball team coming on. And boy, you talk about, you put a camera and a mic in front of a bunch of 6th and 7th graders, and you get nothing but just pure honesty. So that was a cool show. Then I have in July, August, the recap of the Crawley Road Race. Some of the high points and all that good stuff. That's going to be a base hit to the opposite field, and it'll be picked up by Bloomer. So something happening here in this second inning already for post 67, first and second. Durgan with a good piece of hitting right there. Yeah, Crozier now up. He had a single, stolen base, and scored a run back in the first. And just the catcher coming out right now. No, they're looking at the dugout right now. I just see the catcher coming out to talk to Lewicki. So there was a pitching change made as Justin Godzik, making, I don't know, a lot of appearances already this season. He's back out there in a relief role, as Lewicki will go from the pitching mound to play third base now, and they'll move Jeff Perry from third to second base. I think that's the only change we see. Crozier now will look at the first offering from Godzik, and he'll jam him inside for a ball. Yeah, there's nobody out, and runners at first and second, and they're, you know, at the number 2 batter in their order. So you don't want the deficit to grow too large, especially with the possibility the game could be shortened by a rainstorm or a thundershower coming through. And Godzik will miss high. As they're even with the bag at third and playing behind the runner at first. And Godzik will come to set. And that's a sneaky fastball. It's a good location too. Able to slip it by him and make it a 2-1 count. David O'Neill is the next batter due up for Chester post 67. Oh, great curveball. Yeah. Not only the bend on that thing, but just where he threw it in the count, that was really an excellent job. He was down in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike, and felt confident enough and had command of that pitch enough to throw a pitch like that in that position in the count. Will that be playable? They will watch it. Nope. Bounce out of play. Good hustle, though, to go after the ball. So he'll stay alive with a 2-2 count on that foul ball. Now field ever so slightly shifted toward the left field line. So let's get everybody all reset after that foul ball. Second inning, very slow-paced ball game tonight from St. Peter's Field. That's going to be playable. Now you can see Lewicki call for it in foul territory. He'll make the grab, and it's a big out right there by Gozik to get, because yeah, that won't allow the runners to move up at all. So Gozik came in, did a nice job getting that first out. Now O'Neill up. He walked and scored back in the first. He's getting his second time up already, but getting his first look at new pitcher Gozik. And a lot of good shows happening down at the Paramount Theater, and you can promote that because they're a non-profit organization. But man, I tell you, got some good stuff coming up. If you want to look way down the road, thinking about the holiday season, November, Thanksgiving area, then Rusty DeWeese Lager is going to be at the Paramount Theater. It's November 27th and 28th, and man, you talk about just a fun night. He's a great guy and does a good job on the stage. And just past a diving Oliver, and they're going to wave the runner in, and they're going to send the ball all the way through. No, they'll cut it off. No, it's going to roll up the line, get past Blair. That's going to give the runners an extra base. Durgan will go to third, and O'Neill to second. So that's why it's very accurate very important to be accurate, and that or hit the cutoff, man. So the fourth run comes in, and runners at second and third for Ian Rebin. He drove in 2 runs with a double. As Chester now opening up a 4-0 lead in just the second inning. And the ball just passed Oliver at short, and then the throw. I was concentrating on the home base aspect of it. I don't know if he missed the cutoff or if it was just off the mark, but. And Gozik with a first pitch fastball will get the strike. Remember, they trailed Bennington midway through the ball game. Rutland did. I think that was 4-0 game. So what I'm saying is, don't go leaving the TV set now thinking it's over. That's a base hit. That's going to do some damage. I will drop in, and they're going to send O'Neill. Durgan's already scored ahead of him, and O'Neill will sprint in with the 6th run of the ball game. So 3 in the first, 3 in the second so far. Tell you what, that is 4 RBIs for Rebin. And now Molnar up. He walked and got stranded at third base in that first inning. So on a hot, humid summer night, Chester Post 67 coming in pretty hot right now. Gozik to set. And that's going to handcuff Blair, and yeah, that's a close play. That came off that retaining wall right back to Blair, and he made a good throw down, but on the wild pitch, that will be allowing Rebin to go to second base. Still just the 1 out here. Rebin at second, Molnar at the plate, and Albert on deck. And Chester, very focused tonight. That and just the Rutland pitchers, to be quite frank, not criticizing at all, have just struggled. Yeah, they've issued walks. They've gotten behind in the count. Had to. Well, they didn't have to, but they came in with fastballs in an expected portion of the count. There's a strike. So getting back to the Paramount Theater, I see Susan Tedeschi is going to be playing there. Too late. I mean, she's going to have played already by the time you guys hear this. But I mean, you can go on that Paramount website, and you can look at the upcoming acts. There's a lot of good stuff coming up. You know, and there's other things happening right here in our own backyard. You know, the people, Friday Night Live every Friday night downtown Rutland. That's very cool. There's some good stuff going on down there. That's going to be another base hit, and they're going to score Rebin. He'll come around. Nope, they're going to put the brakes on. As Miskowski got to the ball, but also was hit so hard and so sharp. So they're not walking. They're getting the bat on the ball. Jason Albert up. He had a sacrifice fly to left field. Got an RBI out of the deal. You know, not to take any credit away from Chester. Also, they're obviously in the zone. They're seeing the ball, hitting the ball. They're swinging the bats very well tonight. It's already 6-0 in the second. Top of the second, Chester, and they've got just the one out still in first and third now. Been interesting to see what they do with the base runner at first base in Munger. Again, that pitch sailed high. I mean, it was a fastball high. And you could see Blair come up and look down to first base. He didn't throw, but remember last year Mitch Blair had that, I believe it was his leg injury that really hampered him through the season. The throw to first, and Munger with a very conservative lead was back easily ahead of the throw. So the second pitcher used by Rutland and has many innings, and that'll be back safe again. Having a few issues with the hitters here from Chester as I'll go through and count at the end of the inning. They've got a lot of base hits now. Making good contact on the ball. Yeah, he'll be back again safe ahead of the throw. There was a pickoff earlier in the ball game. Remember, Chester's Ian Rebin picked off Jeff Perry at first base. Kind of the same situation. He just kept going over and over and over to first base continuously like Godzik's doing here. And that will be a ball. Getting back to that Proctor Youth League Championship Series between Pittsford and Proctor. The first game is at Pittsford. The second game would be at Proctor, and if there's a third game necessary, that will also be at Proctor because they were the highest seed in the tournament. They had an undefeated season, had the #1 seed, and I've seen a lot of good baseball from Proctor, but also from all the teams that went through that program this year. A lot of good and upcoming baseball stars in the area. Well supported league, that is. Good crowd support, parent support. And Munger will go down to second now as another walk by Rutland pitching. I'll tell you what, they're starting to really add up. And for the second inning in a row, Chester will send at least 8 men to the plate. Kirby Putnam up. He walked back in the first. Rutland right now would like to be able to reach into a bag of tricks, pull out a double play, get regrouped, and get the bats going. But Putnam, as Godzik chooses to go back from the full windup, throws a breaking ball. And they brought the infield in, the middle of the infield in, going to try to cut down the run at the plate, the runner at the plate. That's going to be a slow chopper foul. That news out of CSJ, Mark Benetatis, retiring from the athletic director's position. Again, what an outstanding job he did. Again, another stint as the athletic director. A lot of class and dignity to the program, and leaves it in fine shape. And he always enjoyed working with Mark. Just off the end of the bat, foul. Putnam with Hoser on deck. Like I said, this is the 8th batter for the second inning in a row to come to the plate for Chester. They've got the making of a big inning right here. They're up 6-0 already. Good stop by Mitch Blair. That's tough too, to throw a breaking ball with the bases low like that. He's been throwing some soft stuff. Him and Lewicki both have, and Blair's been working hard, diving all over the place back there, trying to keep the ball in front of him in play. He went, tied him up, and got the strikeout for out number 2. That is a big out right there. First strikeout for Rutland pitching tonight, and now Ian Hoser up. He popped up to TJ Oliver at the shortstop position. Tell you what, if Rutland can get out of this mess and give up just the 3 runs, that probably would be the best they could have hoped for. And again, that broke around the plate, never hit the corners, and that'll be a ball. And both pitchers very deliberate tonight for Rutland. Lewicki, who started the game, and now Godzik. Out of play over onto River Street over the backstop, and out of play. And speaking of Proctor, Vermont, I'll have some games for you in July from the Proctor Youth All-Star Tournament, and that's a phenomenal week of baseball over there. It's comparative to the Glozik basketball tournament that West Rutland holds, the Proctor Youth League All-Star Baseball Tournament. Boy, just the only thing I got to tell you, I mean, it's a blast. It's great sportsmanship. It's great baseball. Wear some sunscreen though, because you will get burned over there in the daytime. After that, you'll just have a blast. That's coming up in July. That pitch right there, and they've got him in a. Yeah, they're going to come home with the play, and he'll be out. So kind of an awkward way to end the inning, but they will get out of it by giving up just a 3, and Chester will have a 6-0 lead going in the bottom of the 2nd. Here in Bloomer, Mike Triller and TJ Oliver. The 3-2 up for Rutland here in the bottom of the 2nd. And it's going to be down at third base. And Molnar, long throw, will just get him. Tell you what, Molnar took an extra step on the throw, and it almost cost him the out, but he will get the 5-3 ground out. Now Triller up, the DH tonight, batting for the pitcher's position. Well, he's due up. Remember, they made a switch in the pitching position, but I think it's still going to be Triller. I'm not, okay, I see 2 people coming out at once, and just pick up the bat that was in the playing area. Okay, so that's different than my lineup. I had no Carter on it. So Ryan Carter now. See, that's the problem with the, oh, I don't know. I gotta be politically correct when I say this. Not being allowed to communicate directly to the team or be near the dugout or to get last minute changes like that. So I didn't have him on my pregame roster anywhere as being in the lineup. So Ryan Carter now, the DH. Well, he hit some, this season alone, some monster home runs. Sorry, I'm starting back in the high school season for Proctor, who we played for, but in the Legion season, just some monster shots. That 2-run homer that tied the game up 4-all against Bennington literally was 3 bleachers shy of hitting the football press box. That's a shot. Can I throw numbers at you? Way over 450 feet. You know, be short with that breaking ball. I'll have to wait. I mean, it should be TJ Oliver next in the batting order. He'll hold up and show good discipline there on that soft curveball and go to a full count now. Like I said, Ryan is the Vermont Gatorade Player of the Year, the top high school player in the state of Vermont. And that's going to be to short. O'Neill, his former teammate on the Royals, with the grab, and he's going to be safe. So O'Neill, very uncharacteristic, off balance. Good job of stopping the ball, but that will go as an infield base hit. Okay, so it is TJ Oliver coming up now with a runner at first. This is the second time Rutland's had a runner. Remember, Jeff Perry walked and then got picked off back in the first inning. That'll be in the dirt. Nice stop by Durgan. Durgan behind the plate, played on that Rutland County Royals All-Star team also. I mean, that is really the And I give them a lot of credit. Glenn Carter, Jim O'Neill, they put a lot of time and effort and money into that program. But they had a group of very, very outstanding baseball players from the Rutland County area, and actually beyond that. And they would play intense, high-level competition during the summer. Travel all over the Albany Capital Region area. Plus here, this is a home field here at St. Peter's Field. But those are the big names now in their junior, senior year at high school baseball. It's the guys that used to be on the Royals. They're making a difference. O'Neill and the junior and freshman in college. Good eye right there. And it'll be a ball to T.J. Oliver. 3 balls, no strikes. And again, see if he'll be taking all the way. Because the odds of this being the best pitch in the sequence to hit are phenomenal. Right there, down the heart of the plate, strike 1. And again, Carter at second base is faster than people really think. Runs faster than people think. That'll get away, and the throw down to third. And he's out. Yep. Well, he's not as fast as I thought. He got him out at third base, and I tell you, it was a good job of recovery by Durgan. So 2 down now, and runner at first, Mitch Blair up for the first time. I don't want to call them base running mistakes, but a couple outs recorded on base running inefficiencies. And I think that storm they worried about is passed to the west of us. That's going to be up the middle and a base hit. And boy, don't you know it. That would have probably scored the run from second base. Now Alex Miskovsky up. He's playing right field tonight. He has pitched also already this season. He's from Burton Academy, like T.J. Oliver is. So Miskovsky to be followed by Justin Godzik. And we'll see who will come out for the pitching duties in the third inning here for Rutland. Like I said, Godzik's made several appearances already in relief this season. First time in the ball game, you know, we're only in the second inning. It seems like we've been here for 5 innings already. That Rutland's had multiple base runners on at once, and that will miss below the knee for a ball. I think it was more outside than anything, but. Coming to set is Rebin. And his pitch will be high, too far inside. And a good eye by Miskovsky, and he's got the count in his favor. 3 balls, no strikes. Wanakir would load the bases up for post 31. And that's just what happened. So now the base is juiced for Justin Godzik. Couple walks, couple hits. Top of the order, Rob Dorian sitting on deck. Now, Rebin had 2 strikeouts in that first inning. Both were looking at strike 3. Off the fist, fouled out of play. You see Durgan look, but won't be able to get to it. Again, the skies are lightening up, and I think we're going to have no problem finishing up this ball game tonight. Other than darkness, because it's at a snail's pace right now. So again, bases loaded. Rutland with a chance to get right back in the ball game here with a base hit. Godzik at the plate. Off the fist on the infield and going to be caught by Rebin, and they'll end the threat. They'll strand 3 and will stay 6-0 Chester with the lead going into the third inning play from St. Peter's Field. Hoser leading things off. The number 8 batter. He popped up to the shortstop, T.J. Oliver. He's only played appearance. 6-0 is Chester, scoring 3 in the first and 3 in the second. and ripping a base hit with no hesitation on that first pitch. Muskowski will get the ball back into play, and just eavesdropping down on the fans here. They're much more knowledgeable than I am about baseball. Ryan Carter came into DH for Triller, who was set to be the DH because they had changed. You can only DH for the pitcher in American Legion baseball protocol, he said. These aren't my words. I'm listening to people outside. And a quick snap throw over there to first. And he'll be back safe. Yeah, so TJ Slade up now, and he walked his first time up in top of the order with Durgan on deck for Chester Post 67. Looking to get a road win here. And the game was started pitching by Ed Lewicki. He struggled through the first inning and the third, got relieved by Godzik, and those bats for Chester Post 67, they've been quick and hot tonight. And at the knee, that'll be a strike. Pitcher's pitch right there. Fourth of July weekend coming up. They have the concert series at canceled and moves to Crystal Beach, and they'll be at Crystal Beach for the they have some kind of a boat, for lack of a better word, a parade of boats over there. Forget the nautical terms, but they also have, the band will be at Crystal Beach for this week's concert series. And you can see Blair catch it, snap it right back, and he'll drop down in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. I'll set that infield has changed a little bit since the start of the ball game. And they'll hustle after it, and by Mitch Blair, see that great effort right there as he goes to the slide to stop Boyd going in the dugout. It'll be a foul ball strike, but Ryan Carter's got him to play first base. Jeff Perry has slid over to the second base spot. TJ Oliver stays at shortstop, and Aaron Bloomer is now the third baseman. Blair obviously still the catcher. Jeff Bloomer's in left field. Rob Dorian's your center fielder. Now Alex Muskowski is the right fielder. Justin Godzik on the mound in relief of Lewicki. Oh, great pitch. Oh, he didn't get the call. He took a long look at that. Godzik did. He thought he had it. Full count instead, with a runner already on first. Came back with the fastball, elevated it, and will get his second strikeout of the ball game. Top of the order now, John Durgan up. Durgan's grounded out to second. He has singled and scored a run, so he's 1 for 2 tonight. And that runner's still at first base in the form of Hoser, Ian Hoser. And a closer play, but he's back safe, but it was closer than it had been on the previous plays. So Rutland trying to get a defensive stop here this inning and not allow any more runs. They already trailed by 6 to Chester. I like that. I like that. And I think they've been messing around with nibbling with these curveballs too much tonight, both Rutland pitchers. That was all about location more than velocity right there. So an 0-1 count. Came back with the breaking ball, and Perry with a great play throws to first. He'll get the out. Runner will get up to move up to second base, but almost able to pull it through the hole at second base. Jeff Perry with the big glove. 2 down now for Jesse Crozier. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He singled in a first and eventually scored a run, and he popped up to the third baseman, Lewicki, in foul territory to record his second at bat. So 1 for 2 night so far for Crozier. Again, starts him off with the fastball, but this time a little bit too high. And 2 down, that runner at second base. Very important, I think, for Rutland not to give up another run here. If they get a little momentum off the defensive end of things here, maybe it'll carry over into the offensive end. And they are shading toward the third base line, the left field line now. Godzik checking the runner back to second, come to the plate. Bloomer trying to locate it, and will make the grab in fair territory for the out, and they will strand a runner, and Rutland able to keep Chester scoreless in the third. 6-0 Chester coming into the bottom of the third. Top of the order, Rob Doring. He took a strike three looking, his only time up at the plate back in the first inning. Jumping on that first pitch, Rebin will have time. He'll grab it, he'll throw to first, and they'll retire Dorian on the first pitch at the bottom of the third. What Rebin did well there was just not panic when he knocked the ball down. Jeff Perry walked back in the first and was subsequently picked off at first base by Rebin. And boy, that bottom dropped out on that pitch. Nice breaking ball, sinker action on it, and there'll be a swing and a miss, strike one. Bloomer, Jeff Bloomer on deck for Rutland. Ian Rebin will kick fire and miss high this time. He's got 2 strikeouts. They both came back in the first inning. He had the bases loaded in the second, was able to get out of that mess without giving up a run. And that will float on him, literally float and be high. And again, that storm they were worried about on the Weather Channel has gone to the west of us, and it looks like clear skies for the rest of the night, for the ball game at least. That's over the top of Molnar, and that'll be a base hit for Perry as he strokes it down the third baseline. And I bet he's awake over there at first base now. Yeah, Jeff Bloomer took a third strike looking back in the first inning. As Ian Rebin, John Durgan remain the battery, Putnam at first, Crozier at second, O'Neill at short, Molnar at third. Slade, Hoser, and Albert in the outfield for Chester, post 67. That's a very effective pitch to those right-handed batters. A glance down at third base, and Bloomer all set. With Aaron Bloomer on deck. Tell you what, very close play at first base again. Barry just get caught leaning. It's not like he's got that big a lead even. Right there, 4 steps off the bag. Late on the swing on the breaking ball, falls it back out of play. So again, Rebin will be ahead in the count, 0-2. As we've seen for Southern play, we've seen Bennington come in, and now Chester. They tried the pitch out to throw down to first, and again, that was very effective the first time that Perry was on base. I like that. I think that's probably coming from the dugout, the call, but it's being well executed by the battery of Rebin and Durgan. But no, I can't wait to see the Brattleboro squad, the Bellows Falls squad, teams like that. Fairhaven lost to Rutland in Fairhaven, but I'd like to, I think that's still a good Fairhaven squad out there. So the 1-2 count. Rebin looking for that second out of the third inning. He'll come to the plate, and that will be playable. Looks like it's going to be the second baseman with the grab, and he'll be on the outfield grass, and Crozier will make the catch for out number 2. Again, Rebin, he's looking very much in control out there. Yeah, Aaron Bloomer grounded out to the third baseman. George Molnar, his first time up. Remember on that deep hit on the corner, and Molnar took an extra step on his throw and made it a very close play at first, but he did get Bloomer out. And that will be taken for ball one. That was a good eye right there by Bloomers. He watched that pitch go all the way past the corner. Ryan Carter should be on deck. The DH now for post 31. Back to Rebin. He'll slow it down and it's going to hurt him. O'Neill's good, but he is that good as he'll get him. O'Neill, after the ball got slowed down, will pick it up, make the out-balance throw. They'll get the third out, and then we'll go to the fourth inning with Chester leading 6-0. Boy, a tough man to have lead off. Dave O'Neill up, and he'll be followed by Rebin and then Molnar. O'Neill and Rebin been doing well tonight. It's Godzik. Long look in, ready to start off the fourth inning, scheduled for 7, and showed bunt, pulled the bat back, pitch out of the strike zone, ball 1. O'Neill with a walk and a single, scored 2 runs, has driven in a run also, and Rebin behind him has had 2 for 2 night. He's driven in 4 runs. So right there is where a lot of the big guns are coming from. It's going to be lifted, and Dorian will make the call, make the grab, make the out. He'll record the put out. To get O'Neill out. That's actually a pretty deep shot to center field by O'Neill. Now Rebin doubled in the first drive, he in 2 runs, and then he singled in 2 runs in the second inning. 2 for 2 night, like I said, with 4 RBIs, plus he has scored a run, so he's been involved in 5 of the runs tonight for Chester. And he's going to have, must have been just foul. He got around on one of those hangers right there and drove that ball down the third baseline, but just foul. A sigh of relief right there. From the pitcher Godzik for Rutland. He'll come back low this time. He'll be chopped to short. Oliver with the long throw, and nope, can't scoop it out. So he left it a little shy and couldn't be dug out of the dirt, so that will become an error. Now Molnar up, he's walked and singled. You know, it's interesting to see what they do with the base running. Right now they're going to hold the runner on at first with Ryan Carter over there defensively. And Godzik trying to snap that curveball off, trying to get a backdoor breaking ball in there, and just they stayed a little high and flat on him. It'll be a ball. 6-0 with 1 out here. Chester with the lead, and they're at the plate. They've had a runner on every base. And again, they haven't been happy with that strike zone tonight on the Rutland side. And that looked like it could have been a strike right there. He'll miss outside. This time he'll push it to a 3-0 count. Not quite 3 innings of work yet for Godzik. He came on with, I think it was 1 out in the, definitely the second inning, but I think there was 1 out when he came in. And they'll give him the strike on that one. Take it all the way with a 3-0 count. Now 3 balls, 1 strike to Molnar with Jason Elbert on deck. And that was a thing of beauty, that curveball, and he'll make it a full count now with the curveball tickling the corner for strike 2. PEGTV.com, quick video on demand. Choose from the programming that's there, or go to Streamline Video. Runners off going, strike 3, and runner will be safe at second, but Molnar taking all the way will look at strike 3 and be the second out. Albert's had a sacrifice fly, resulted in him getting an RBI, and then he is walked. And then we'll leave Kirby Putnam on deck. So trying to repeat what he did in the third inning is Godzik. Remember, he had a runner at second and was able to strand him there in third. He's trying to strand that runner at second here in the fourth. And that last pitch a strike for Godzik. And that's going to be fisted foul in the screen. And quickly an 0-2 count. Again, they like to have a shorter inning of work here defensively. The Post 31 squad would. Rebin just about 5 steps off the bag at second. And foul tip caught by Blair. That's the inning, and he will strand a runner at second. And Ryan Carter will lead things off here for Post 31s. We're in the bottom of the 4th. And they're being shut out tonight, 6-0. And it was just about right here against Bennington when they're down 4-0. That was the 5th inning, actually, but they took a while to get started in that ball game. See what happens tonight. It's going to be Carter, Oliver, and Mitch Blair, the 3 scheduled up for Post 31. That's going to be a base hit. And it's going to get past the outfielder. Carter's going to go to second base, and the big guy is going to pull up, put the brakes on, and catch his breath at second base. So, base hit and an error. As the ball skipped past the right fielder out there, TJ Slade. Now TJ Oliver up. He walked in the second inning, got as far as third base, and then he got stranded there. So again, Rutland looking to get on the board here and start climbing back into this contest. In the 4th. And a strike called. Yeah, Blair on deck had a single, his only plate appearance. Good stop by Durgan behind the plate on the ball that skipped in the dirt. Again, see him check the runner back to second. And then Oliver, I believe, is the man who asked for time, and he'll get it. And as Rebin got a little wrapped up in watching Carter at second base. And it's the sun coming back out now tonight. That's a hard shot to short. O'Neill, pretty automatic, will pick it up and get the out. Carter will have to stay at second base on the ground out. And like I said, Mitch Blair up down. He singled his last time up. He's got Muskoski on deck. But don't forget, in the second inning, Rutland had the bases loaded and couldn't score. And they've had a base runner on. I think, yeah, each inning they have. And boy, couldn't get that sinking fastball, and Blair will be down 0-1. Yeah, 3 runs in the first, 3 in the second. That's been the scoring in the ballgame, all done by Post 67 from Chester, Vermont. Yeah, wow, just great pitch right there. That's that pitch, like I said, coming into the right-handed batters, just tailing away from them. And that's been nasty stuff from Ian Rebin. He must definitely be a warm weather pitcher. He's thrown well tonight. And he'll see the catcher, Durgan, trying to frame that, but it was off the corner. But a good job by the catcher trying to steal one there for the team. I'll tell you, the outfield playing extremely deep on Blair. Popped up, being chased, and that's caught. Yeah, that's a nice job. And out the runner does not move up, as coming all the way across was number 14 to make the grab, Putnam. So good defensive play there by Kirby Putnam, and that'll be 2 down now. Yeah, Muskoski up, and he walked back in a second. This is only his second time up. He's a left-handed batter, and Carter at second led this inning off with a single that slid by TJ Slade, the right fielder. He was able to take second base on it, but as far as he's gotten. So in the 4th, Muskoski trying to deliver the game's first run for Post 31. That's going to be past O'Neill, and That's going to get the job done. Carter going to be coming in, and Miskovsky will get an RBI single on the deal. There he is. That from Burton. Good piece of hitting right there by Miskovsky. Sometimes that first run's the hardest to get, and they've got it on the board now. Now Godzik up. So that error does figure into that run being scored by Carter. The error that allowed him to go to second base on a single. And Godzik with a good eye there. Watched it all the way in for ball one. Now Miskovsky's a big guy, but he can run pretty well. He's down at first base right now. Again, Putnam holding him on over there defensively. Rebin's already picked off one post 31 runner, and he'll come back with curveball, and he'll say he got some of that inside corner with it and make it a 1-1 count now. So a 6-1 game now. So this thing far from over. Don't you believe in that TV set? This time he left it too soft, and on top of the order, Rob Dorian up. If Godzik can extend it to another batter here. And no, nice fastball. 2-2 the count, 2 down, 1 on, 1 in. Godzik digging in with those 2 strikes on him. So he prepares, and yep. You can see Rebin just wasn't sure on not what the catcher was calling for, but what he actually wanted to throw in that situation. So everybody will get re-situated here, and Rebin to the plate this time. Just missed. He almost pulled that one off, and he'll go to a full count now. Tough pitch for Godzik to take with the 2 strikes, but it paid off for him. He's got a full count now. He will draw the walk, and it'll put runners at first and second. So a very heads-up at bat that time for Godzik, and now Dorian up. He's 0 for 2, but he's due as he struck out looking in the first and then grounded out to the pitcher on the first pitch he saw in the third. So again, 2 outs or not, Rollins got an opportunity here. They had the bases loaded in second and couldn't capitalize. And a strike to Dorian. Jeff Perry on deck for post 31. Long time between pitches, and that'll fall off the table too soon and become a ball. 1-1 to count to Rob Dorian, center fielder for Rutland. I said post 31 off to a 5-0 start. And they've played some awful good teams. That Addison County squad and then the Bennington squad. With LeBaron pitching, he had a 1-hitter going for 5 innings, 11 strikeouts, and Rutland came back to win. I think a very good Fairhaven team. They beat them on the road. Again, you can see Rebin trying to nibble that outside corner. Durgan trying to frame it, couldn't get it. 2-2 the count. Okay, Rutland's had at least 1 base runner on in every inning, but just this inning broke through and got their first run. And he pulled the string on it, got him the big strikeout, but it'll be 6-1 going into the 5th. Chester with the lead on Munger Vision. 7, 8, 9 batters due up. Putnam, Hoser, and Slade due up against Godzik going into the 5th inning here. Don't want to get back at that run, and he's looking for a again, just like it's like a basketball philosophy. He needs a defensive stop here. No more scoring for Chester. Ian Rebin on the flip side of that has done a good job of managing the ball game tonight for Chester, post 67. He's gotten in trouble a couple times, but able to work himself out and only giving up the 1 run through 4 innings of play. Yeah, and you can tell by the picture now that the sun shines out here at St. Peter's Field, and just the 5th, 6th, 7th left to go in regulation. Guys will skip that ball in for a 3-1 count. And he'll take the long look in, get the target by Blair, and the windup. And he'll be low, and it'll be a walk, so the leadoff batter on him, Putnam. Ian Hoser up. He's popped up to the shortstop, Oliver, and he singled and got stranded at second in the 3rd. He's going to have TJ Slade on deck behind him. Pinch hitter in Ellers, so Ellers in there from Black River. Godzik facing Ellers for the first time tonight. Ellers is a very good ball player for Coach Jim O'Neill out in Black River. Now, good fielder, but also a good pitcher. Swings the bat well, takes a strike right there. In St. Peter's Field, Channel 15 Sports. Legion baseball action. It all goes together for yet another year here on Munger Vision. And again, left it high on the pitch. 1-1 the count. I don't know what the expectancy is for Godzik. I don't know. I know he does a lot of spot relief duty, but I don't know if he's into a little bit longer trip here than he planned on taking. And runner back safe on that pickoff play to first. Then watch Blair set the target up behind the plate. Foul ball. They will give it chase. They will watch it go out of play. On to River Street, and Ellers will swing the bat a little bit longer here tonight. Like I said, Slade due up. We'll have to see if he's actually coming to the plate. They only have Ellers and Kowalski as subs on this Chester team for tonight, so. Godzik with that runner at first with nobody out. Carter holding him on the bag, and a great pitch. Strikes him out, throws down, and putting him back safe. And there's the strikeout by Godzik. I'm just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts for Godzik on his relief appearance tonight. Slade has struck out and walked, and he has scored a run tonight. The run being scored back in the 2nd inning. Good pitch. So again, got the 1 down. Double play is in order, and Post 31's had a knack this season for being able to turn a double play. Their defense has been, just like I said, mid-season form. And good pop on the ball, but did miss high as it was above the belt. No, there's no question that Godzik's got good velocity still, but I just don't know what his usual length is that he pitches. He'll be back safe. Carter will make the grab, and Bloomer at 3rd base defensively, and Oliver at 2nd. Oh, he's at short, and then Perry's at 2nd. Carter at 1st. Mitch Blair behind the plate will make the grab of strike 2 right there. Then Jeff Bloomer, Rob Dorian, and Alex Muskoski make up the outfield for Post 31. And Godzik facing himself. We'll let that one slip out of his hand, go outside. Nice grab by Blair, and it'll be a 2-2 count. Again, just always curious the sequencing, what he'll throw here, 2-2 with the count. He still can dictate to the batter right now with a 2-2 count. Went fastball off the fist, and Perry can't get there. Oh, just the right place for the base hit, and he will be on first right off the fist. It was a good pitch. Just fisted him and got a base hit on it. Now Durgan up. He is grounded out to second base twice and singled. He's also scored a run. I just want to re-white balance. Not the sun's out. Changes my white balance. There we go. And so Godzik, again, has had runners on, seems like all night long out there when he's either him or Lewicki were on the mound. I said it's not been the sharpest performance by any of the pitchers tonight for Rutland. That's going to be out of play off the screen near the concession stand for a long foul ball. And again, now the sun is out. That is just a nasty situation for the shortstop, third baseman, left fielder, even the center fielder. That's right on eye level right now, the sunshine this time of night. And again, that laid flat on him and stayed high, and he'll run it to a 2-1 count. I got kind of excited for a second. I could hear the ice cream mobile that plays the chimes and the bells driving around St. Joseph's Avenue. But if that had been between innings, I would have ran out and got something. Oh, great curveball. As he just so gently set that in there for a strike. 2-2 count, first and second, one down. Top of the fifth, 6-1 Chester. Rutland in the field defensively. And boy, good piece of hitting. Good piece of hitting, and it's going to roll through the gap, and that's going to have a chance to score a run, and nope, he's going to put the brakes on and get back to third base. Durgan with quite a piece of hitting there, going to the opposite field. As Slade will stop at third, Putnam will score. Durgan will pick up an RBI. Now Crozier, who's actually he's 1 for 3 tonight. And we could have a pitching change made. Alex Muskoski, a left-hander's coming to pitch to Crozier. And the other changes, they brought Joe Rodolphe in to play right field. Again, that run scored 7-1 now. Rutland down by 6 again, and they're going to get the signs right here. In second and third with just the 1 out. That's why they had, one of the reasons they had to make a pitching change. Plus, I don't know how many innings they could get out of Godzik, and that curveball will be high. Muskoski, a big guy on the mound, lefty. Fastball, curveball. He's pitching from that stretch. A lot of times the runners at second and third, you'll see pitchers go to the full windup, and that's a good shot right there. The movement on his breaking ball. He'll make it a 1-1 count. Got 5 strikeouts tonight for Godzik. He came on with 1 out in the second. That's going to be a foul ball. A little late on the swing. Drives it down the first baseline, and it'll be foul. So you see those shadows starting to come across the pitcher's mound here at beautiful St. Peter's Field. He'll come in, and nothing but pure heat there. It elevated, it started high, stayed high, and there'll be a ball. Oh yeah, base hit here could really do a lot of damage for post 31's opportunity tonight. The mercy rule is the lead of 10. And they're going to chase it, and just out of the reach of Ryan Carter. Good hustle to go after the ball, but it will be out of the reach of Carter. So after everybody gets back in position, we'll still have a 2-2 count. Jesse Crozier had a bat like this in the first inning, where he fouled off a lot of good pitches, and doing the same thing right here. David O'Neill on deck for Chester post 67. And boy, again, no way they can score on that. The ball hit that concrete retaining wall back there and came right back to Blair. So you see Blair getting his catcher's mask back on into position, and he spent some long innings crouching by home plate tonight. He will hold up, and his walk will load the bases. Too much nibbling by post 31 pitching tonight. Too much nibbling. They're not attacking the batter. Now O'Neill up, and he's scored 2 runs. He's got an RBI, and he's also got a single. Last time up, he flied out to center field, deep center field to Dorian. Good. Yep. Muskoski. There. Got swiveling around on the camera. There we go. There's the fastball. Well placed. O'Neill. Unusual for him. He'll chase it. Again, big inning right here for both teams. Chester actually is with a 6-run lead right now. It's very possible. The base is loaded, just 1 out to get to the mercy rule. And boy, I tell you what, I can't believe they didn't come down the line on that. It was just mishandled. It was a good pitch. It was just mishandled by the catcher, and no damage done. But wow, I'm not sure what they're thinking down at third base there. That definitely was far enough away and unexpected. Now, Chester's been the more intense team to expect better execution tonight, and they've got that 7-1 lead. If Rutland gets out of this mess and it stays 7-1, I don't know how that could not generate momentum offensively for him. Again, 3-1. Muskoski just nibbling. You know, at this point, even if they know you're going to throw the fastball, you got to get it across the plate. I mean, I would just wiggle that number 1 finger. Chance for 2. There's 1. The throw by Perry, and they will call him safe, and a run will come in. So it was a tough opportunity for the double play, but they just did miss turning it. So Slade will score. Durgan will go to third. And O'Neill will reach on a fielder's choice. Now Rebin up, and he's got 4 RBIs tonight, double and a single. And with an 8-1 game, and a runner at first and third, Muskoski, who has a decent move, he's a lefty looking right over there at first base, will flip the ball over there. But no, Oliver did a nice job of getting a hold of that ball, hard hit up the middle. And again, all he's doing right now is buying time to compose himself, think about what he wants to throw. That literally was 1 step off the bag for a lead over there by O'Neill, who can run, a very smart base runner, O'Neill is. Yeah, and they're going to concede the base to him, so I like that they ran the runner from first to second, so they'll concede the base uncontested for O'Neill. Now Rebin, tell you, with a single here, and O'Neill's speed, he could score 2 runs easily on a single. And that's going to be fair ball. Yep, they're going to wheel him around. 2 more runs will come in, and Rebin will go in with his 2nd double of the night. And the big guy with 6 RBIs. As Durgan scores, O'Neill scores. That's 4 runs this inning. And 6 RBIs for Rebin. What a big night he's had. Molnar to the plate, still 2 down, 10-1 now, Chester. Again, they left the ball up over the plate, and Rebin took it to the opposite field. And that's hard to teach. You know, you'd think at this age level you could, but to get a player to take what they give you, to go with the pitch. You know, Neal does that very well. And Muskowski looking in, questioning where those last two pitches are. But it'll be 2 balls, no strikes. Jason Elbert on deck. This is the 8th batter to come to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. Rutland pitching has allowed 8 batters to come to the plate. And Muskowski rearing back and firing, but they just really haven't been sharp tonight, any of the pitchers for Rutland. And you're going to have nights like that, absolutely. And he will lose them, and that will put runners at first and second and bring up the 9th batter of the inning, Jason Elbert. He's got an RBI tonight. He's walked, and he has struck out. So a very quiet Post 31 dugout, very quiet home crowd tonight. As I knew this was going to be a big challenge to the undefeated Rutland squad, but I really didn't think it'd be a 10-1 game. I was thinking, you know, a close ball game, even though it's not over yet. Yeah, if Chester, now this is why I always read the rule. If Chester scores another run, that'll be a 10-run lead. Rutland gets 5 full at bat, so if Rutland comes up in the bottom of the 5th and doesn't score and it's 11-1, that would be the mercy rule. That's always been my understanding. Foul tip caught by Mitch Blair. Now, I could be completely wrong, but well, I think you'd have to definitely say Rebin would be the first star of the game tonight with his pitching, but also with the 6 RBIs, the 2 doubles, and a single. Now, it's one thing to get hits, but get him in key situations. That's what he's done tonight. He's hitting key situations. And we're still in the 5th, and they've been long innings tonight defensively for Rutland. And that will get the call on the outside corner. That'll even things up 2-2. They're looking for that elusive 3rd out here. Comes the set and the pitch. We'll sail outside, and Blair will dive outside and stop the ball. So here we are again, back at a full count. I'm just wondering, if they walk him, do we see another pitcher? And he wasn't ready. Yep, he did the old spin fake. I'm going to throw it to second thing, but he just wasn't ready. Buying a little more time with a full count. To the plate, the pitch coming, runners are off. That ball is going to be over the head. Nope, Perry trying and makes the catch, going just like a wide receiver fielding that. But nice job by Perry, and it'll stay 10-1 Chester going into the bottom of the 5th. So Jeff Perry, who made that nice defensive play to end the top half of this inning, will be up there to lead things off in the bottom of the 5th. And Perry today, he walked in the 1st, singled in the 3rd. And can't forget getting picked off the fist, and Rebin says he's got it, and he'll get out of the way. Nice job letting Putnam take it. So he'll get Perry out to lead on, get that lead-off batter out of the way. Now Jeff Bloomer up. He has struck out and popped up to the second baseman, who was Crozier, who made the catch. Again, Rebin's done a good job of getting up in the count early, not really hurting himself with a lot of walks. And you know, biggest thing about what Rebin's done is he's just not hurt himself tonight. He's only got the 3 strikeouts, but he's been very impressive in keeping, like I did, managing the game. That one will go to the backstop, and new ball handed to the catcher. He'll toss it out to the pitcher, and we will again talk about some opportunities that Post 31 did have. They had the bases loaded in the 2nd, came up empty. And again, Putnam looking for it, getting out of the way, and they'll switch time, and Crozier will take it, and that's out number 2. So a couple pop-ups on the infield. And Aaron Bloomer up. He's grounded out to the 3rd baseman, and then grounded out to the shortstop. O'Neill made that great off-balance play and throw to first base to just nip him. Boy, would Rebin love a O'Neill. No, it'll be out of play. So that was a good play. Then he threw a little extra juice on the ball, and without those muscles, he overthrew the first base bag, and that's out of play. That's why Bloomer will be allowed to take second. I just started to say that if a 1-2-3 inning, this juncture of the ball game would really help Rebin maybe get through all 7 innings if it goes that far. And the outfield definitely backing up for Ryan Carter, the DH. Carter with a couple singles tonight, and he has scored a run. Last time up he singled, and the ball skipped past the right fielder, which allowed him to go to second base. In Legion baseball on all summer long. Good chance in July and August, get down here and or in July, watch a game live. And that has a hook on it. It'll bend down, and you'll miss for a 2-ball. No strike count. Again, he hasn't been down in the count. Sorry, it's a 1-1 count. He hasn't been down in the count very often tonight. Not a lot of walks at all to talk about. Got 2 outs here and a runner at second, and there's a strike. A very dangerous Ryan Carter at the plate. TJ Oliver due up next for Rutland. And Ian Rebin revving it up. Will miss this time, and that'll make everything even at 2-2. Well, Carter's had the panache this year for being able to get the big hit to unite the team when they need it. This is that situation right here. He will watch that. Good eye all the way, and as that will come in below the knee for a ball. So full count to Carter. And he will rip that foul. Well, he got on top of that and pulled that thing foul. Yeah, it started off with a very cloudy, threatening sky with thunder shower warnings out, and that missed us. And now it's a real sunny, warm evening, and it's the kind of sun that will bother the outfielders or anybody fielding the ball looking toward that western sky. And Carter will draw the walk on that high tight one. So that infield single now, the walk, and TJ Oliver in there looking for that timely hit. Well, again, it ain't over till it's over, but at some point you got to start that comeback. They're down 10-1 in the 5th, scheduled for 7. Chester has led right from the get-go. 3 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second. Really set the tone. Ed Lewicki started the game for Rutland. Didn't survive the second inning. They brought on Justin Godzik. He pitched pretty good tonight in relief. He wasn't responsible for all 4 runs he gave up. I'm trying to do the count here. I think he was responsible for only 3 of the runs. And then Muskowski's come on. Now just waving at that one. Oliver he's really fooled on that breaking ball. So 2-strike count to TJ Oliver. And he'll get him to chase it, and that'll be a drop, strike 3. They'll flip it down and made it an adventurous out there at the end of the inning. So again, they'll strand the runners at first and second. They trail 10-1 going into the 6th. Yeah, we have some defensive changes. Mike McMahon has gone in to play center field. Joe Rodolfo remains in right field. Nate Swan has gone in to play left field. Kirby Putnam is at the plate. Alex Muskowski still the pitcher out there. And then Carter at first, Perry at second, Oliver at short, and Aaron Bloomer at third. Mitch Blair remains the catcher. I think we're up to date on all the changes here in the 6th inning for post 31 defensively. We'll see where they plug in the batting order. And good fastball by Muskowski, fouled back into the screen here at St. Peter's Field. And again, a very good performance tonight by post 31. I mean, all those walks early in the ball game, they had to have the decision-making process. Chester did to, let it become a walk. They weren't freewheeling, and they're very disciplined at the plate. They were. So they played a fine ball game. Now, Ian Rebbin's been a stud out there with his pitching, but he's got 6 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a single. That's against all the different pitchers Rutland's thrown tonight. So very familiar theme now. We're at 3 balls, 1 strike, and a walk. As Putnam will go to first base on the walk here in the 6th. So Ehlers should be due up. Yeah, and it is Kyle Ehlers. So he had swung the bat the last time up in his spot, and he struck out. And he'll not go. I'm waiting to see. Are they going to appeal that? No. They say he was out of the strike zone and he didn't commit to it, so it'll be ball 1. Good job holding back the bat right there by Ehlers. There's the throw to first, and you know what happened? They got him. Putnam had slipped going back into the bag, and it was easy target, so they will pick him off. And that's 1 out now. Nobody on base for Ehlers. TJ Slade on deck. So each team has picked off base runners. I remember Perry got picked off for Rutland back in the early innings. Good tail-end away action on that fastball. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Well, it's only strike 1. Got ahead of myself. It's change in temperatures today. That is strike 2. And again, I mean, behind home plate, there's the crowd's filled in, but they just have been very quiet tonight on the Rutland side. And he will get Ehlers for the 2nd time tonight. So 2 down now, and just what the doctor ordered would be an easier inning defensively here. Getting Chester with 3 runs in the 1st, 3 in the 2nd, 4 in the 5th. That's how they got their 10 runs. And TJ Slade up. Walked and scored a run in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd, and walked and scored a run in the 5th. So not too bad a night for Slade, and that fastball just skidded on the dirt going on in for obviously ball 1. So yes, Nate Swan now the left fielder, McMahon in center, and Rodolfi in right. And misses low again for ball 2. And they've been in positions, the pitchers have for Rutland, to have a 1-2-3 inning. They just can't find that elusive 3rd out. They get extended deeper into the innings. All 3 pitchers threw a lot of pitches tonight for the amount of innings they worked. And boy, that's just a late decision to swing on that pitch, and Slade will have a 2-1 count now. As Muskoski, the big lefty, came on in relief of Godzik, who came on in relief of Lewicki. And that tailed away and will miss. Yeah, so they have to come all the way back from another 3-1 count. And there should be a walk. There he goes. Yeah, won't be able to do it. He'll issue the walk. So 2 walks this inning. They had the pickoff that helped him out. Top of the order, John Durgan up, and he's cranked up his game. After grounding out to second base his first time up, he singled and scored a run in the 2nd, grounded out to second again in the 3rd, and then he had a double, drove in a run, scored a run in the 5th. He got it to the left center field gap. I'm not sure what that move was. That certainly wasn't his best move. So again, Muskoski, his job right now, not to let any more runs come in, down by 9, 10-1. And again, nobody power pitches very often anymore. They're all trying to finesse tickle corners and stuff, and I just think you got to go back and find something that works. That throw to first, and the runner knew it was coming. He was able to step back onto the bag. It's Muskowski again. He's got the 2 outs. His throw back over. And again, he's just not really focused tonight. Is Durgan, then Crozier. Durgan at the plate and Crozier on deck. And boy, Durgan right there trying to literally slap the ball down the third baseline and get out of the box. Just swung it. And it'll be a strike. 1 strike, 1 ball. 2 down in the 6th. Top of the 6th to be exact. And he left that curveball up there just a hanging. They've labored, that's for sure. I mean, everybody's going to have games like this, and as a team, they've labored tonight. Up the middle and through the hole, and you can see the runner stopping at second. So Durgan will have his 3rd hit of the night from that leadoff spot. That's just a job well done by Durgan. Yeah, and Crozier up. Singled in the 1st, flied out the 3rd, flied out the left, and then walked his last time up. But he's had quite the battle each at bat, able to follow up a lot of pitches, no matter who's pitching against him, and make him earn the out. That came up high and tight for a ball. I don't think it was as tight as he leaned back there trying to animate. He had to get out of the way of it, but with 2 down, 1st and 2nd, Rutland can't afford to go up any more runs here. They're down by 9. And right now, they just want him to pitch and catch and throw out there, and he'll miss again outside. Like I said, 3-ball counts tonight for all 3 pitchers has not been an unusual thing. And he'll go back to a 3-ball. This time 3 balls, no strikes to count. And O'Neill on deck, and I don't know, man, you want to bring O'Neill up to the plate with the bases loaded. That's his go button. That's what makes him go. Stuff like that. He'll do it, though. He will walk him. And that will load the bases up for David O'Neill. O'Neill has scored 3 runs tonight. He's got 2 RBIs. Last time up, he reached on a fielder's choice. And yep, we're going to visit to the mound. So the 4th pitcher tonight, Mike McMahon out there for Rutland. And boy, what an unenviable and daunting task. They give him bases loaded. Dave O'Neill up. Ball 1 from McMahon. Hey, teams, you know, this is a long season. Teams are going to lose games. Nobody's going to go through this thing undefeated, but, you know, good things come out of a whooping like this for a flat performance. You know, I think a couple things. I think Chester is a very good team. I think they're the real deal, and they came and they executed, and they were intense tonight. I think a lot of it, too, is Rutland just really wasn't ready to play. They were flat, uninspired, but they were into an awful good team. You can win games against inferior competition, you know, by not bringing your A game or not being intense, but not tonight, not against Chester. I know the scene isn't over yet, but 3 balls, no strikes. And he nursed that one in across the plate for a strike. Ian Rebin on deck, and man, oh man, there's one guy I wouldn't want to come to the plate with that bases juiced. It's Mr. Rebin. 2 doubles and a single, 6 RBIs tonight for Rebin. Fighting the sun. Looks like he's got it under control, and he'll make the grab. His Swan, that'll end it. In the 6th, it'll be 10-1 as Rutland comes to the plate in the bottom of the 6th. Mitch Blair, Alex Muskowski, and then we'll have to wait and see in that 3rd spot here in the 6th inning. Ian Rebin starting his 6th inning of work. He gave up the 1 run in the 4th inning. Blair 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and then popped up to the first baseman, Putnam. Rebin like his pace between pitches tonight. It hasn't been, like catching fire and real quick, like he's going to burn himself out. It hasn't been so long and boring and deliberate between each pitch, but he's had a nice catch it, compose, go. Catch it, compose, go. And he's looked composed tonight. Good pitch right there to Blair, and he will punch him out. Looking at strike 3. I've got him unofficially for 5 strikeouts now in the ball game. Yeah, Miskovsky up. Miskovsky's walked, and he has singled, and he has an RBI. He's got the only run driven in for Rutland tonight. And the big lefty at the plate, looking for the big righty from the mound. He'll miss outside for a ball. Yeah, I think the warm weather, I think summer's actually finally here. And I have mixed feelings about that. I didn't mind the cold weather. I didn't like the rain, but I didn't mind those 50-degree nights. Those were nice. Now you get this hot, humid weather, and it does not end now until, oh Christ, mid-September. Oh, there's a shot. Ellers will make the grab on the line for the out. I'll tell you, he hit it hard, but Ellers able to see it and hardly had to move, but made the grab. So 2 down very quickly here. Joe Rodolfi will bat here in the number 9 spot. So 2 down, nobody on. Rodolfi. O'Neill tracking the ball to the outfield grass from his shortstop position and makes the grab. And what an easy inning for Rebin. He's looking stronger as we get later in the ball game. 10-1 Chester with the lead going into the 7th. We'll see what kind of luck Mike McMahon has with Mr. Ian Rebin tonight. Ian Rebin on the verge of getting a complete game win and having a lot to do with it from the offensive side. There's strike 1. Rebin tonight had a double, scored a run, and drove in 2 in the first. Had a single that led to 2 RBIs in the second. Reached on an error in the 4th, and then doubled in 2 more runs in the 5th. And none of them were cheap hits. They were all tagged. And they're being very careful to him. It's 2 balls, no strikes. As he looks at his 4th pitcher tonight. And again, we're in the 7th. I knew we'd make it there weather-wise. I didn't really think the Mercy Rule would come anywhere near as close as it did to coming into play. And McMahon, who came on to get the final out in the 6th, going to work here in the 7th, and he's 1 pitch away from walking Ian Rebin. He went after it, and it looks to be playable. Oliver, made a call for it, and might have been better off to let the outfielder who was coming in to face the ball make the grab. But in the event, Rebin will be on for yet another time tonight. Yeah, Molnar's walked, singled, struck out, and walked again. He's walked twice, singled, and struck out tonight. And you start going through that whole lineup for Chester, and everybody's chipped in some way with the bat or with their at-bat. Rutland will be on the road this weekend as they will have a trip to Bellows Falls Sunday. Never a bad ride, very scenic down 103. Bellows Falls making revitalizing itself down there. They're using the only thing I can really compare it to is what Warren Kimball did up in Brandon. They're making an artsy, craftsy place up there in Bellows Falls. A lot of cool eateries now, so yeah. Not so much for the players, but the parents go to the game, can leave early from Rutland, get there ahead of time, do a little eating, shopping, or go after the game. I mean, it's kind of a cool town. It is a pretty little ride down that Route 103. All kinds of neat stuff to do in Vermont. I don't care what people say about us being slow and laid back and boring and behind times with everything. What's wrong with that? You gotta remember, you're listening to that guy who's not very sharp at all, so everything here is kind of fast-paced for me. So I've said it before, I was born with nothing, and I got most of that left, so. I graduated from Rutland, and I'm not really sure how, but I did. Who knew that was going to be my peak? Almost 50 now, peaked out real early. So that pitch high for full count, yet another full count, and there has been dozens of them tonight for Rutland pitching. That and they'll walk. So the error and the walk have runners at first and second with nobody down for Jason Albert. Albert with an RBI tonight. Oh, they're going to have a pinch hitter. So Kowalski, Chris Kowalski, will come to the plate for the first time tonight from the left side against the left-hander, McMahon. Yeah, and again, it's no knock on McMahon. I don't mean it, but all four Rutland pitchers just really weren't sharp tonight. And I would hope they would tell you the same thing if you asked them. Not knocking tomorrow. They could come out and pitch just awesome. You know, they could go out and be Josh Beckett tomorrow. That's the first. Kreider's got one play. He'll tag the bag, and the runners will move up to second and third with one down. So Kirby Putnam up now. Now Putnam walked last time up, and he got picked off. He's actually walked 3 times tonight and has a strikeout. So I guess officially he's 0 for 1. Oh, that could be base hit, and it's going to be 2 runs coming in. That's going to make it 12 to 1. You see Munger coming in, and it'll be 2 RBIs for Putnam. So yeah, 12 to 1. And now Eller's up. He has struck out twice. He's batting in Hoser's spot. Hoser was 1 for 2. Ellers has come on and, like I said, fanned twice. We'll see what he does against McMahon. That could be 2 to Oliver. There's 1 to Perry to first, and they're going to generous call. They'll give him the double play, and so Rutland coming up down by 11 in the bottom of the 7th. So Mike McMahon hitting his first at bat tonight as Ian Rebin 3 outs away from getting the complete game victory. And he has impressed me tonight. He's pitched very well. He's been in charge out there. He hasn't gone really deep into a lot of counts, and that's going to be a fair ball. Yeah, it's going to be a fair ball for McMahon. It was just kind of misplayed out there, and he'll stop at second. Yeah, so McMahon will have a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 7th as I'm looking for that number out there. I think that's Kowalski. Again, I thought he was going to make the catch, but it got away from him. Now Jeff Perry. Oh, they're going to have a pinch hitter for Perry. It'll be Mack. So Chris Mack up. And he'll look at ball 1. Yeah, so Mack getting his first at bat. Oh, I've seen, well, just about this size deficit. I've seen this erased in ball games before, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. But look at Crozier. Look at the hustle by Crozier. I tell you, he ran a long way for a foul ball. Strike 1 to Mack. Yeah, Chris Mack was the winning pitcher in that road win over Fairhaven for Rutland. I started to say though, Rebin hasn't gone deep into many counts tonight. He was extended in the 2nd inning, and that really is about the only inning he really labored. And boy, snaps off a breaking ball there for strike 2. Brings a lot of groans from the Rutland dugout, but from where I am, 400 some odd feet away, it looked good. And I think he's very fortunate right there not to be punched out, full count. And so Rebin, I haven't counted him up yet. He has not walked a lot of people tonight. He's at a full count right now. And that's going to be to second base, and Crozier to first. He'll get the out. Runner will move up to third with one out. He had a walk in the first, 2 in the second. Then he really settled down. He ended up with 5 walks in the night, so I don't know, they were spaced far enough apart where they didn't really seem to do a lot of damage. Nate Swan up now for Rutland with a runner at third. And Swan will rip it foul. Swan, remember the first couple home games, he was the catcher and did a really good job, and he was a catalyst out of the number 9 spot in the batting order. Got a chance to tack on another run here for Rutland. It is 12-1, Chester with the lead. And again, that caught the plate, but it was high, and that will be a ball. So Swan stepping in there. Got a piece of it, and that's going to be out of play. That'll be a foul ball out of play. Not even worth tracking. It was so far out of play. Over the fence toward Otter Creek. And so Swan, with those 2 strikes, looks at strike 3. Yeah, with 2 strikes, that was just way too close a pitch to even stand there and watch, and he will be out. So 2 down now. And Aaron Bloomer will come to the plate. Yeah, he had a single. He's 1 for 3 tonight, Bloomer is. Represents the last opportunity for Rutland. And Rebin going to finish. Looks like as strong as he started. Remember that first inning, he struck out 2 batters and picked off a runner who he walked. So I should have been setting the tone for what the night was going to be like. And that will hit Bloomer, and oh, that's a dead ball. Yeah, McMahon's got to go back. That was different, but it was a dead ball. Hit him. That is the first batter hit by a pitch for either side tonight. And again, it was just a breaking ball that stayed flat. And Ryan Carter up now. He's got on an individual level, he's did a good job tonight. He's got 2 singles, scored a run, and walked. So he's basically been on base all night. And he's been making hard contact again. And he's out. That's the ball game. They threw down and got Bloomer. I love the fact that they threw down. And Chester will come to Rutland and not only win, they will win in impressive fashion, 12-1 over Post 31. So back to the drawing board for Post 31. They will start practicing again, get ready for their trip to Bells Falls this weekend. And Chester letting it be known that there's a team down south to be had here and to be reckoned with. So Chester will win at 12-1. Congratulations to both teams. It was good effort, good sportsmanship, and I'll see you with more Legion baseball action during the summer.